Welcome back to Data Center Battlegrounds. Today we're reacting to Georgia families face losing their homes to make way for AI data centers. It's theft, quote unquote. Yeah, this one's definitely gonna rage bait some people.
News correspondent Skylar Henry has more.
I'm a single mom. I worked hard for everything.
How do you put a price on a home you never intended to sell? One filled with more than 2 decades of memories.
I think I was 5 or 6 when this was built.
The yard where you buried your pets. The greenhouse that fed your family.
When you talk about what being on this property means to you,
Yeah.
right? It's y'all's.
It's ours.
It's y'all's. Man, in case y'all don't know, Georgia has a very big data center market. I see a lot of projects being developed out there.
It's our family. We belong here.
But Ansley Brown's childhood home likely won't be here much longer. That's because the state's largest utility, Georgia Power, says it needs the area to make way for a 35-mile-long transmission line.
Georgia Power has been here for as long as Ansley's mother has.
Wait, transmission line? So this is not an AI data center, like they're not building like a construction zone or anything like it for a data center? This is actually transmission upgrades?
Owned this property. It's just beyond the tree line. Now, with the expansion of this latest project, they're looking to take the 2.5 acres the house sits on.
Georgia Power says increasing demand has outpaced the capacity of its existing grid, and building a
That and all over the country.
new transmission line requires acquiring more than 300 parcels of land, including residential properties.
What did your mom tell you she wanted for this property to be?
Generational wealth, true generational wealth was the idea.
Especially at a time when the average American can't even afford like a house anymore compared to like 30 years ago. But that's what all the boomers will tell you. You're gonna pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all that stuff. This is so interesting because this is a transmission line project that Georgia Power is building out, and not like I don't know, like an AI data center construction site. That there was a case in Virginia that made the news also, where a Virginia family lost like a lawsuit or something because transmission line infrastructure was being built in like a certain area out in Virginia, and they just had a case of NIMBYism. But yeah, this is surprising because like I thought I watch the videos like on the spot. I don't really watch them and do a reaction afterwards, of course, to make it authentic. I thought this was going to be a classic case where it's like, oh, AI data center moves in, builds right next to the house or whatever, buys it out, yada yada yada. This is actually transmission. This is actually transmission line infrastructure, which you rarely see being built out.
Did your mom tell you she wanted for this property to be?
Generational wealth, true generational wealth was the idea, and now it's being stripped from us.
Georgia Power estimates 70 to 80% of the power on this new line is expected to help serve data centers.
Whoa.
It says the remaining 20 to 30% of power will serve the state's growing residential.
That's crazy. Look at that. What was it? 60 miles of like transmission line infrastructure that they're building out? So for all of you energy policy nerds that are out there, we need like transmission line infrastructure in the US. Like if you want to boil down energy policy to 4 categories: generation, transmission, distribution, and storage. And that's like boiling it down very simply.
In commercial demand.
Georgia Power told us that they feel as if they've done this process responsibly. What would you say to that?
I disagree. You
course they
can't
will.
tear down 35 miles of rural Georgia and it not hurt something or somebody.
Well, yeah.
And to say that you're doing it in the name of data centers is a slap in the face to us, our community, our animals.
Brown's mother recently came to an agreement with Georgia Power to sell.
Oh.
Brown says if she didn't, the utility could have sought to acquire her property through eminent domain,
That's
a legal process
crazy.
that allows private property to be taken with compensation for projects
well,
determined
still.
to serve a public purpose.
Eminent domain. That is crazy. That's basically the state taking your damn property with a payment, but they're probably going to be below market value for a state that's like out there, or at least like the housing market. That's insane. Oh my God. So they basically don't have a choice when it comes to like the transmission line, because it's very similar to the national. It's like essential to the state security aspect for power. And of course, like the data center stuff is like being thrown in the mix, which is like very interesting.
Oh my God!
Taken with compensation for projects determined to serve a public purpose.
All power generation starts somewhere.
Holly Lovett is a Georgia Power spokesperson.
Eminent domain is always, a last resort for us, and
Last
it's
resort.
something we never want to do.
To us, it's theft.
The optics is crazy if they're using eminent domain. It just looks bad and galvanizes the public against any. This is a classic case of NIMBYism. Seriously, this is a classic case of NIMBYism. My heart goes out to the family though, because like from their perspective, any deal is a bad one because they want to stay there. So if their house is literally in the way, or it was like beside the transmission line, they're gonna have to. I mean, this is so sad. It's like a casualty of an infrastructure project. But the thing is that, I mean, go back to the map. There was 60 miles of transmission line. It's going to affect something. There's always going to be something. It's going to be the trees for the environmentalists. It's going to be the people with a house. I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's just it's a hard sell for them at the very least.
It's literally a billion-dollar company stealing land from smaller people, people who can't fight back. We don't have the money to fight Georgia Power.
So that's why a few months ago, Ansley took her story to TikTok.
My childhood home is being taken by Georgia Power.
Damn.
She began sharing stories of others in similar situations.
Wait a sec, I've seen these two. I've seen these two on YouTube Shorts before. That's crazy, y'all. Dang.
What is it taking from her? Look behind me. It's taking this entire backyard.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone who will push back on any sort of offer that's out there and say, well, a price tag can't replace memories?
Oh gosh, it almost
Oh, God.
makes me emotional because I have those memories and
Emotional. This is classic media training here.
like my house, and I get how deeply
Yeah.
personal people's homes are. I would just say that
Oh my God.
we see you and we hear you, and we want
Oh my
this.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I'm so glad I got this soundboard for shit like this, or for stuff like this. Yeah, it is such just it made me cringe the way she said that though, if I'm reacting on a more personal level, but it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell.
Process to be respectful and transparent, and that is going to ultimately benefit you.
Brown doesn't buy that, and while she knows it's too late to save her home, she says she doesn't want to see this happen to anyone else.
Yeah.
My mom wants an apology. She wants an apology from Georgia Power.
Damn.
That's it.
And it's
That's it?
because of how she feels as if she's been treated.
Yeah. I mean, for an entire year, they have bullied her. And there is no sorry. So that's what we
Really?
want. We want an apology from Georgia Power.
That's so interesting. Look, I don't know the context of their situation, so I'm not going to comment on, whether or not they were being bullied or whatever. I mean, but this is just like a case where, so you see this like all over the U.S. I mean, before data centers, I think I've said this before on like the YouTube channel. Before data centers, it was some related infrastructure project. Transmission line capacity in the U.S. is well underserved, and that's like that's a thing that energy policy nerds like myself will like tell you. We desperately need more transmission line for data centers and power storage and like all this different stuff. So before data centers, it was transmission line and then NIMBYism, right? Not in my backyard for anyone that doesn't know what that is. Before transmission lines, I think it was like highways, right? Like I remember reading blog posts about like placing highways in communities like back in like the 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s. I know I'm referring to 4 decades here, but just stay with me. And how there was so much like fierce opposition in the first place because it was literally segregating like whole communities. Like I remember watching this YouTube video talking about like how one highway project somewhere in the South or whatever would literally like bisect an entire area where you had, like let's say more affluent whites living on like the north side. This is arbitrary. And then like, for example, African American citizens like living in the southern part, like the southern neighborhood. So like segregating neighborhoods quite literally. So it's so interesting because like NIMBYism evolves over time. So it's like highways, transmission lines, and now it's just data centers. But it's so interesting that for this video, it's a transmission line infrastructure related project in Georgia to supplement energy demand for data centers. It's not actually an AI data center project itself. It's a project that stems from like another project, if that makes sense. That's so interesting because you see this all the time in the news with CBS. It's like data center, moves into neighborhood in Georgia or whatever, and then at the same time the homes are bought out or people have to move, property values, like all that stuff. So yeah, my heart goes out to y'all. I don't know what you do because it's like literally a David versus Goliath story. I just hope that the payout is good. I hope that they can negotiate at a higher than market price for their house, and I hope that they have some sort of agreement with Georgia Power where, I don't know, they help them transport their stuff and other incentives or bonuses that can go along with the buying of the property, because it's the house and then 2 acres, I think I remember from the video. So anyway, my heart goes out to y'all. I hope an amicable solution is reached, but again, it's a hard sell because like the daughter was saying, it's memories. It's like those are priceless. But this is symptomatic of also what we're seeing right now with just data centers and transmission infrastructure being built out in the US. Trying to find a sound effect that I can like pay or play for that. So yeah, casualty of an infrastructure project, unfortunately. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe to the video if you want to, of course. Feel free to read the Climate Code newsletter that came out 7 a.m. on Mondays, and I will see you on another episode of Data Center Battlegrounds. But in this case, it was infrastructure. I literally found this on my YouTube just the other night. So anyway, bye.